Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. Opposition MP Stuart Young, Zami Young, the so-called former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. The 1 month Prime Minister, boy. That's a whole different discussion. So anyhow, Young warned that the country could not afford the financial burden of the Petrotrin refinery, describing it as an anchor that could sink the economy. So how come you were trying to sell that anchor to Nigeria and even India at a point in time? How come it could be profitable to those foreign nations and businesses, but we can't make it profitable? That's Zami Young. Speaking in Parliament, and the thing about it is even the UNC trying to get investors abroad. So what's the problem? You all were trying to get investors, now UNC doing it. UNC kind of hypocritical too, because I think one of the companies that they condemned Zami Young and them and PNM for going out for pursuing, I think one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, from Nigeria, they actually having dealings with too. But I'll tell you, there's just hypocrisy in this world, just complete hypocrisy. But we're dealing with Zami Young here. Speaking in Parliament during a debate, Young defended the government's previous actions by stating that Petrotrin was never completely shut down. You see how PNM twisting things up now? Because everybody say, well, Rowley lied. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin. So, for years now, they have all the PNM activists and online as always say, no, it was never shut down, It was just restructured, Jed. Instead, he explained that the state oil company was restructured to stop its heavy financial losses and billions of dollars in debt. As part of this change, its original assets were split up and placed into different holding companies. Young argued that bringing the old refinery back online under a new bill could create dangerous financial consequences for the nation's treasury. My response: PNM's despicable tendency to close down state-owned companies instead of ensuring that it's properly managed will never end. They did it with Caradi too. Caradi closed down, you remember? They did it. Destroying our sugarcane industry. Or sugar industry. The refinery is important, Zami Young. What part of that you don't understand? Boy? We need the refinery itself will generate a whole lot of foreign revenue once properly managed. It's just like any business, and especially something like that is definitely needed all around the world, refined products. So look at Jamaica. Jamaica doesn't even have oil, at least not yet. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they will find oil offshore in the future. But at this point in time, and yet they're generating revenue from their refinery. And you find that is something that is bad business? Why? Just because your government failed to manage it properly? The UNC made errors as well under Kamla, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as major as under PNM. The part of the company was shut down. The refinery was shut down, so don't tell us crap about restructuring. It's disgusting how politicians continue to take citizens for fools on both sides. And the reason why I ended by saying both sides is because UNC lied to us as well. When UNC wins, everybody wins. Promised that she was going to reduce fines because a wicked government was using it as a form of tax. And came instead and doubled it. And besides just the doubling of the fines, people could have probably say, well, you know what, we can tolerate that one. Because once people abide by the law, nobody will be charged. The thing about it is, I never had a problem with the increasing of the fines for the speeding and the DUIs and the reckless driving. I don't have a problem with it. But you're attacking the poor man with his little imperfect vehicle as well. But you see, a lot of my friends online are not poor people. They have wonderful jobs, and therefore they could go and travel abroad anytime they want, and they have the wonderful vehicles. They're perfect vehicles, so therefore they can never get charged for the minor offenses that the poor man will end up getting charged for. So they don't care. They don't care. That's why they just say, abide by the law, abide by the law. Yeah. But besides that, besides the ticket fines, Kamla also introduced what? New duty fees. I asked my UNC supporters over and over again online, what duty fees have to do with obeying the law? No, that is just a way to be able to generate revenue. A lot of different types of fees besides duty fees were doubled under this administration. And then you want to say, about it is all about lawlessness. So these are the fees. And then also with the landlord tax, you could have just enforced the income tax law, right? Make sure that these individuals, once they're generating an income higher than the non-taxable amount, that they pay their income tax. But though you decided to create a specific tax for landlords, I'm telling you, that is why I said that these people take us for fools on both sides. And besides that, when it pertains to even protesting, we protested against the Mighty Morphin Ghanaian coal pot bicycle, no harm, no macaroni pie, PNM for years upon years. The pushback movement called us out over and over again. I attended 2 pushback protests. I attended the PSA protests as well. UNC supporters all rallied around the West Indies and supported it. But now these same hypocrites are online balling. Lock them up when people like Alyssa Thomas and others are calling for justice due to extrajudicial killings, a corrupt and incompetent TTPS. Now these same hypocrites are saying lock them up and talking about lawlessness. And we have a prime minister calling people agitators. You ask them, these same people from those districts, to vote for you, to trust you and believe in you. You turn around and calling people agitators and lawbreakers. God, I'm telling you, that's why I said both sides.
Trinidad and Tobago weather report for Saturday, June 20, 2026. On Saturday, June 20, 2026, Trinidad and Tobago will experience partly cloudy to cloudy conditions with daytime temperatures reaching a high of 29 degrees Celsius and dipping to a low of 24 degrees Celsius at night. According to the official forecast from the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service, the islands will see scattered showers and periods of rain with a medium 40% to 65% chance of isolated heavier showers or thunderstorms developing particularly during the late morning and afternoon. Gusty winds, street or flash flooding, and landslides are possible near heavy downpours in vulnerable areas. Gentle to fresh easterly to east-southeasterly winds traveling between 10 to 40 km per hour will be present, though conditions will remain slightly hazy. Seas will be moderate with waves ranging from 1.5 meters to 2.0 meters in open waters and staying near 1.0 meters in sheltered areas, though they can become occasionally choppy near showers.
International news now. During a diplomatic meeting in Rome, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni strongly criticized U.S. President Donald Trump for making false accusations against Italy regarding defense spending. She stated that Trump's claims were completely made up and expressed her astonishment at how the president treats his own allies. Because she's seeing how he is treating Benjamin Netanyahu as well. Meloni noted that this was not the first time such an incident had happened. She added that she was sorry Trump did not show the same tough determination against enemies of the West and the United States, like how he's just making friends with Qatar and Iran now. All of a sudden, those are his buddies, Yeah, those are good men, not radicalized like the ones that have been eliminated. Yeah. Well, you're telling you, Trump loves himself too much, and that's why he's doing this nonsense. So she added that she was sorry Trump did not show the same tough determination against the enemies of the West and the United States, whose leaders he instead treats much more gently. Yeah, Talila like Qatar and Saudi Arabia and so forth. Finally, Meloni firmly declared that she and Italy would never beg anyone. But you see, Trump believes that is his way of forcing people into submission is by insulting them. And of course, even making threats of, we will take away funding. Now, in the case of like the woke, radical, far left, United Nations, I don't have a problem with that. But when your allies are just disagreeing with you on certain just normal issues, you shouldn't be threatening them. That's just like how you're threatening Israel now. Just how we will hear Trump and Vance starting to say what? We will withhold any sort of aid from Israel because they're disrespecting us and they're refusing to comply. Don't they understand that we need to give them the green light to be able to defend themselves? Trump feels he's king of Israel. Israel never needed your green light, Trump. Never will. Undercover deputies in Michigan set up a sting operation for investigators after investigators learned a 79-year-old woman was being manipulated into handing over her life savings to an alleged scam. And sadly, this is something that takes place around the world and far too often. We need to do a whole lot more to warn the elderly, especially, and family members. The same way how you have to monitor the youths when they are online, you have to do that with your elderly grandparents or parents as well. So these scammers can be quite convincing at times, and they usually target the elderly because remember, they were not born in the era of technology. So a lot of the times these pictures and stuff look so genuine, and yet it's completely fake. A video online shows the suspect, identified as Yug Chauhan, taking possession of a box he believed contained nearly $700,000 in gold coins before deputies quickly flipped the script and arrested him. Now, in cases like this, I could say good job, officers. Following Chauhan's arrest, he was held at the Kent County Jail with a bond set at $100,000 and an ICE detainer in place. I hope this individual, I hear about ICE there, so most likely that means he's not an American. So this individual should either spend time in prison in America or be sent back to his country to spend time in prison there as well. Don't send him back to his country to end up being released back into the public domain, you know, people. In the public and the population, you know, because he's just going to continue in his criminal ways. He's just going to continue scamming people online.
Oh, do I give him the box or what was the code, sir? HR10. He gave me the code. Is that the code? Or do I hang on to the box? I'm sorry, sir. Oh, I'm supposed to give you this, I think. It's all in there, sir. I think. Eric, do you want me to give him the box? You want me to give him the box? Or do you want me to... Hold on. What would you like me to do? Okay, Eric.
Hands up! Hands up!
Oh. Give me your other hand.
Yeah. The door! Is your hand?
Yep.
Move your hand!
Bible quote of the day. James 1:11-12 NIV. For the sun rises with scorching heat and withers the plant. Its blossom falls and its beauty is destroyed. In the same way, the rich will fade away even while they go about their business. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.